First You Think is a not-for-profit ministry of the First Unitarian Church of Des Moines. Support us at ucdsm.org today.
Prepare yourselves to meet someone with an enormous heart. Robby Collier is the Chief Executive Officer and Chief Burrito Slinger of the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry. He teaches us what it means to be kind, and I teach him how to play two truths and a lie. Enjoy. It's Great to Meet You is a production of the First Unitarian Church of Des Moines. At First Unitarian, we love radically, grow ethically and spiritually, and serve justly. Unitarian Universalism is a pluralistic religious tradition, meaning we don't have a dogmatic statement of belief. Rather, we covenant with one another to put love at the center of our actions. We recognize the inherent worth and dignity of everyone and our interconnectedness with one another. And so our justice work seeks to affirm that worth for all people. If you think all people should be able to flourish and you believe your spiritual journey is less about dogma and more about how you treat one another in the world, you might be a UU. Let's get to the show. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining me on It's Great to Meet You, the show where we meet the good people of Des Moines out there doing the good work. I'm your host, the Reverend Steve Seek, and I serve as the minister at First Unitarian Church of Des Moines. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Robby Collier, CEO and Chief Burrito Slinger. Robby, it's great to meet you.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Tell us about your work.
I'll give you a quick history lesson of the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry. March of 2026 will be 11 years old. The original UBFM, or the starting of UBFM, was started by a gentleman named Joe Laszlo. He went and hit the streets of Des Moines in March, and he went out with 20 burritos and 20 bottles of water. Covered downtown Des Moines, went down Grand and back up, and 11 years later, the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry has continued to grow. As I mentioned, it started with 20 burritos, 20 bottles of water. Last Thursday, the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry made 900 burritos, 420 turkey and cheese sandwiches, 460 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We also hand out snacks, and I guess Urban Bicycle Food Ministry is a mission. Mm-hmm. The mission behind it is to make food and give it away to homeless. We offer radical hospitality, one burrito at a time, with grace, love, respect, and hope. It's, as I mentioned, it started 11 years ago, and currently we meet every Thursday downtown Des Moines at Capitol Hill Lutheran Church. And beyond the food that we make, we also hand out like bananas, fruit, water, anything the homeless would need in the sense of food each night. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But we also do coats, caps, gloves, blankets, toilet paper, toiletries. Think camping is the kind of thing. So if when you're serving somebody on the street, that's kind of the items they're looking for. It was built on a noetic experience. If you've ever heard of a noetic experience, it's kind of a revelation, a knowing that you have to do something. When Joe started it, he had a bike accident, and he was off his bike for a while, and he was in church, and the pastor was speaking. He just had that noetic experience, a revelation that said, you have to serve the homeless. Mm-hmm. And that's where the whole process started at that point.
Wow, that's beautiful.
It is. Yeah. As I mentioned, the growth of UBFM has been incredible. From 20 burritos to 900 burritos to 20 people. Last Thursday, we served 608 people.
608 people in Des Moines.
And we aren't even scratching the surface. I would estimate there's probably 2,000 homeless in Des Moines. And when you classify somebody as homeless, it doesn't mean they're living on the streets or in a tent. They might be in transitional housing and so on, but the people we see are physically on the streets. Right. They're living under bridges, in a tent, somewhere around downtown or around Des Moines. Through October of this year, the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry has served 26,578 meals or people. Yeah. That is a 5,400 meals increase from the year before.
That's a huge jump.
It is
just in this last year.
Just in this last year. We average, through October, we've averaged about 577 people per week that we are currently serving. And then again, that's like 120 people per week more than we serve.
Are you noticing any trends in this spike? Are folks on the street telling you what's going on that's a cause for this?
You know, it's interesting you say that. one thing about the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry is we don't preach or prophesize to the people we serve. Yeah. We're out there to make food and give it away. But sometimes we do have conversations with people if they're willing to share some of their stories and why they're on the street. I can say we've seen a lot of new faces. Currently, a lot of people are living from check to check, or there might be a medical issue or a relationship issue. And, it just put them in a situation where they lose their housing and now they're on the streets. Yeah. And that's where the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry comes in, is just to offer a meal, offer a hug, offer a kind word, whatever we can do to get them to the next day. I have to say that somebody did ask me, I've done other presentations and talked to people, and they've come up to me and they said, aren't you enabling those people? And,
oh, wow.
And I say, yes, I am, 100%. If I can enable them to get to the next day with a kind word, with a hug, with a burrito, a meal, I will do that every single day.
That's sort of like asking the Good Samaritan if he's enabling the guy beaten on the road. Yeah.
Exactly, 100%.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to stop from preaching a sermon on that right now, but I'm responding to the scope of the work that you're doing, the logistics behind it, the energy behind it. Tell me about what it's like on an evening when you're preparing all these meals.
Yeah, that's a great question too, because I don't know if it's a typical night, but I'll give you kind of what the process is on a Thursday night. As I mentioned earlier, we meet every Thursday night at Capitol Hill Lutheran Church, downtown Des Moines. There's people from the church that come in a little bit early, and they'll prep all the food, the burrito fixings. They'll get the table set up and everything set up for us. But the volunteers that actually make the food show up between about 4:30 and 4:45. And then we have different stations where you come in and you can make the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You can make the turkey sandwiches. You can square burritos. We square burritos. We don't roll burritos. We square them.
Okay, that answered my follow-up question. Go on.
So we square the burritos because we have to transport them in backpacks and so on, and that's why we square a burrito. But that process of making the food and everything starts about 4:30, goes until about 6 o'clock. We also have a distribution room. With that, we have 8 different routes that go out each night. It's the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry, but we also, of the 8 routes, 5 are bikes, and 3 are cars. Okay. It just allows us to get a little bit farther within Des Moines. But in the winter, it's 100% cars, so we can haul more supplies as we go out each night. Again, the typical night from 4:30 to 6, we're making the food. From 6 to 6:15, there's a few announcements. There is something we do every Thursday night. There's something we call Stories from the Streets or God Moments, where you get to share something that happened maybe in the last week that touched you, or you were able to touch somebody on the street in the sense of, maybe made their life a little bit better, or how it changed you. Because we always talk about, we're changing the lives of the people we serve, but it also changes the lives of the people that are serving.
Amen.
And I talk about this all the time, and everybody knows this when they talk to me, is I get emotional eating yogurt. Yeah. And I can tell you a couple stories from the street. I was just on Facebook today, and one of my memories came up from 2 years ago. There was a gentleman, it was actually on a Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is Thursday. We go out every Thursday night, no matter what the weather, we go out every Thursday night. But it was 2 years ago on a Thanksgiving night. We were in downtown Des Moines serving, and there was a gentleman down there. His name is Jeffrey. Jeffrey is in a wheelchair, homeless, has diabetes, half of his legs missing, one of his feet is missing. He's in an electric wheelchair. His battery was dead. We'd see Jeffrey every night that we'd be down there. And Jeffrey was always in such a great mood. They call us burrito slingers. So he'd holler, burrito slingers! And we'd see Jeffrey in his wheelchair. We'd roll up on him. He'd basically say, we'd ask him, what can we get you? Give me everything. So we'd get 2 burritos. He'd get 1 of each sandwich. He'd get some water. He'd get his snacks. We're going back, stocking up everything. Going back to his wheelchair, I see Jeffrey crying. I've never seen Jeffrey cry before. So I asked him, Jeff, what's going on? And this is the part that gets me. He goes, everybody looks down on me because I'm homeless. I'm in a wheelchair. I said, Jeffrey, nobody's looking down on you. Goes back to the story, the first will be last and the last will be first. So Jeffrey, you're loved. We come out here every week. We care about you. Other people care about you. It's one of the stories that keeps me going each week, seeing these people, these homeless people, our friends on the street, struggle each week. And that's why we go out and do what we do. We have incredible volunteers. One of my sayings is, it's not me, it's we.
Right.
It's what we do as a society. The volunteers that we get each week, we probably get between Capitol Hill Lutheran Church people coming early, the regular volunteers that show up, we'll probably get 40 to 50 incredible volunteers that show up each week. Make sandwiches, square burritos, get distribution ready, get the coats, the caps, the gloves. It's like a well-oiled machine. They come each week. You'd be amazed when you come in and see how everything just falls into place. But it's just how the thing all falls together, and volunteers all are on the same mission, ministry of serving.
Yeah.
And that's what we kind of do each week. Again, the typical night, come in at 4:30, make the food, few announcements, stories from the streets, God moments. And then from about 6:15 until about 8 o'clock, we disperse around Des Moines on the 8 different routes. Each route has a route leader, so you're not going out there by yourself.
Right.
It's safe. There's something we call HANDS. H stands for Have You Had Supper Tonight? We don't ask, are you hungry? That's why we're out there, because we're there to serve. A just means approach from the front, introduce yourself. My name's Robby. I'm with the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry. Most people know who we are because we're out there with our bright fluorescent shirts. N means no money, no pictures. We don't hand out money. We don't take pictures of those we serve.
Right.
D just means demonstrate radical hospitality, one burrito at a time, with grace, love, respect, and hope. And S is safety. 10 plus years, we've never had a problem with the people we serve. They're beautiful people. A lot of times you hear the word homeless. It's one word, and people take that word in the wrong direction sometimes. They're dirty. They smell. They're begging. They just want money for cigarettes. I don't think anybody wants to sit on a corner when it's 100 degrees, when it's 32 degrees out. I wouldn't want to do that. So sometimes when you use the word homeless, it just gets a bad connotation. That's why we call them our friends on the street.
Yeah.
That's who we serve as our friends. And that's what we do each Thursday night.
How can the Des Moines community help you in your work?
Well, there's a variety of things. You can pray for us. You can come and volunteer. You don't need any special skills.
But you don't just have to bike.
Well, you don't, and we do have car routes. So if you don't bike, there's 2 opportunities. You can come and prep food.
Yep.
You can come and prep food and go out, or you can just go out and serve.
Yeah.
And again, if you don't ride a bike, and again, this time of the year, we're all in cars, but your volunteerism is what we appreciate. I remember the first time I came down, I didn't know what I was doing. I just came as a regular volunteer. I rolled in there. Everybody was so kind, showed me what we were doing. We'll give you a tour, explain to you what we're doing. After you've been there once or twice, you'll build some real great friendships with the volunteers. Another thing we look for, especially this time of the year, is blankets. We go to workplaces, churches, any community groups that are willing to do a blanket drive, a cold weather drive for coats. A typical winter night, the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry can hand out between 50 to 60 blankets.
Wow.
Imagine you're sleeping in your tent. It's snowed or it's wet. When you're at home, you can turn the thermostat up a couple notches because, you want that furnace to turn on, or you can put an extra blanket on. Now imagine you're homeless, sleeping under a bridge or in a tent. You don't have a thermostat. Maybe you only got a little blanket. But each Thursday night, we can hand out 50 to 60 blankets. So if you'd like to volunteer in the sense of you can't make it down, but you'd like to do a blanket drive or a coat drive or a flashlight drive, hand warmers.
It's direct aid and it's radical hospitality.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the last thing you can do is, donate monetarily.
Yeah.
If you just check out the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry Des Moines, you can Google that and go to our website. A typical night, it costs us about $1,600 to buy food.
Well, it's a lot of burritos, yeah.
It's a lot of burritos because you're serving, over 600 people.
Wow.
And the math isn't really that bad. What it costs us about $3, a little over $3 a meal when you're doing 2 burritos, one of each sandwich, maybe a cookie, some fruit, and then some water. So the donations that we receive monetarily go directly back in. One thing about the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry is just over 93% of the money that comes in goes back out to the homeless. There's no paid volunteers. very little cost. You come 3 times, you earn a beautiful Urban Bicycle Food Ministry shirt. So we have a few costs involved with it, but I'm really proud of the 93, almost 94% of the money that comes in goes back out to our friends on the street.
And we will put in the link to the podcast, the volunteer page and the donate page.
Excellent. Excellent.
And now we'll do a speed round of questions to help the listeners get to know you a little bit better, Robby. Where's your favorite place to eat in Des Moines?
I'm not a fancy eater.
Okay.
I'm a very simple eater.
Good.
If Bebops is listening to this is your shout out. I love Bebops hamburgers. So if you want to send me coupons, I love their French fries and their hamburgers. I love Bebops. There's one close to my house, so that's where my favorite.
Okay, I didn't know they would do that, but I'm going to put it in there as well. Bebops, I like it too. So I'll let you know if we get any. Where's your favorite place to go outdoors?
As being part of the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry, I'm a huge cyclist. I love the trails within Des Moines.
Oh, yeah.
Trails everywhere, just cycling by yourself, listening, to your own thoughts, and just tons of bike trails. So it's all over.
Do you have a favorite place to go indoors in Des Moines?
Not really. I don't, more of an outdoor guy. But if I would have to say, now it's called Casey's Arena. Used to be the Well, Casey's.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah.
Whatever it's called, Casey's, going to see maybe, got grandkids. They like to go to, basketball games or hockey or something like that. So
big events.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite grocery store?
Cash Saver.
Cash Saver, where's that?
That's over on 14th Street.
Okay.
Or 14th and Euclid.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then do you have a preference for the Cyclones, Hawkeyes, Bulldogs, Panthers?
I'm not a Iowa native, so I'm a North Dakota kid.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm from North Dakota, go Bison. But I'll cheer them all on it, so it doesn't bother me. If they're playing each other, I win. So you can't go wrong.
All right, here's a question from our kids here. What superhero power would you want?
I'd love to be invisible.
Yeah?
That was no questions asked. Be invisible.
Okay. You skipped past flying right to invisible.
Yeah.
In a particular...
Well, if I'm invisible, I can get on a plane and fly anywhere I want.
Well,
so
that's
just
true.
being invisible, just, your own thoughts and, just to be invisible.
And not for, malevolent, I want to say...
No, 100%, no.
Okay, the staff, you have a choice here for our challenge from the staff. Do you want to do 2 truths and a lie, or do you want to try and tell the story in one breath?
2 truths and a lie.
Have you ever played that?
No.
Oh, okay. Oh, you state 3 things, and 2 of them are true and one of them's a lie, but I don't know which, and so I have to figure out which one I think you're lying about. So you say, my favorite color is red.
I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
No, give me a second here.
Yeah. This is exciting to find someone who's never played this.
Okay. So I'm going to give you 3 things.
And you don't tell me which is the lie.
Okay.
The challenge is for me to figure out
Okay.
which one is fake.
I was not born in a hospital, born at home. I've done an actual sermon at church, and I'm a professional juggler.
I was not born in a hospital, delivered a sermon at church, and I'm a professional juggler. They all seem very plausible.
So I was born in...
Wait, hold on. I have to guess. I have to figure
no.
out. Yeah, but I remember you saying you're born in North Dakota.
I was born in February, so it was really cold then.
Yeah. So there could have been a snowstorm. All right, so I'm going to say that's true. I've given a sermon. I believe that you have. And then I'm thinking that you're not a professional juggler. But that's such a specific lie that that's probably true. Maybe you've never given a sermon. There, final answer. You've never given a sermon.
I was born in a hospital.
Oh, you were born. I skipped past the obvious. Well, you are very good at this game that you've never played before. And now for our final segment. Robby, is there anything you want to promote?
Since we're on the topic of the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry, and I would just like to invite everybody, at least come down and see us once. Okay. Go out on the streets once with us. Very safe opportunity. I challenge you. There's been a lot of stuff happening in the world today. 2 simple words is be kind. We can do that 1 burrito at a time. So I challenge you to come and volunteer, see what we do. It'll change you. It changed me to the better. So.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when people think about volunteering, it's sort of I'm going to pour from the excess of my cup to someone who's thirsty. And that, I understand that model, but I think that what people don't understand when you're in this sort of act of radical kindness is it's not just that you feel better in a, oh, thank goodness this wasn't me. Did you feel better because you've actually had an authentic, honest human connection with another human, which you so rarely have.
Right? Yes, 100%.
And when you see the authentic beauty of this other person, that changes you.
Yeah. I'll give you one more. I got hundreds of stories from the street doing this 10 years. Yeah. We were downtown we have different colored routes. Each route is colored coded. Mm-hmm. And I was down on the red route. And we were down by the sculpture garden, rolled up in this one guy. His name was Sean. Introduced myself. First time I saw him down there, I said, "Hi, my name's Robby. I'm with the Urban Bicycle Food Ministry. Have you had supper tonight?"
Yeah.
He goes, "No." I said, "Well, we can get you some burritos and sandwiches, and that would be great." And I said, "What's your name?" And he goes, "My name's Sean." I said, "Nice to meet you." So got him the food and asked him if he needed anything else. Gave him some socks and a couple other things.
Yeah.
And I said, "We're out every Thursday. Hopefully we'll look for you next week." Rolled up on him. I said, "Hey, Sean, how's it going?" And he started crying. I said, "What's the matter, Sean?" Goes back to my Jeffrey story. He goes, "Nobody ever remembers my name."
Yeah.
Simple things like that.
Yeah.
It's just remembering somebody's name.
Yeah.
I probably know more people's names that are homeless than I do friends. Mm-hmm. It's just taking that extra step of being kind to somebody.
Robby, it's great to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us today. And that'll do it for us today. Thank you all for joining, and keep doing the good work, Des Moines.